Good morning everyone, very good morning. So again we will start with the next organelles of the cell with the continuation of the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. So one thing is that please go through the NCERT textbook for the figures and the concepts, whatever that is being dealt. So figures in this topic, it's 5 marks based questions are to be asked. So already in that the main concept is of the cell theory and the fluid mosaic model. So I request you all as an assignment to just practice whatever the figures that have been mentioned in the NCERT textbook. Already we have gone with the organelles. Yes, the organelles that we have studied, just recollect those organelles. With the next organelles, yesterday we had dealt with the cell wall, and in the previous class I had dealt with the fluid mosaic model. Continuation of the endomembrane system. So already we said that there are 4 organelles that are involved or it is included in the endomembrane system. That is the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes and the vacuoles. Yesterday we have dealt with the endoplasmic reticulum. Today we will go with the concept or we will study the structures and the function of the Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, also known as Golgi complex. It is also known as a Golgi complex. The Golgi complex was discovered by Camillo Golgi in the year 1898 in the nerve cells of the scientist who discovered Golgi apparatus is Camillo Golgi in the period of 1898, where he discovered or he observed them in the nerve cells of the arm. As a contribution to his work, as he described it, as he was a person to observe it, as a tribute, so they are being named as the Golgi apparatus. So endomembrane system, already I said that it is having the 4 components. In that all these 4, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi, lysosomes, and they are having similar structures and the functions. Similarly, even the Golgi complex also show the same structural pattern with cisternae, tubules and vesicles. Endomembrane systems, these have similar structures which are coordinating with each other with different forms according to that their functions. Yes. So here the components of the Golgi complex are similar to that of endoplasmic reticulum, cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. So let us go with the diagram of the Golgi apparatus. So the Golgi apparatus also shows better. You can refer the textbook, observe it, the textbook. Golgi complex have the double membrane structures with the cisternes. These are the cisternes. The cisternes. The cisternes are again a sac-like structures, or you can say that arrangement of this cistern is like arrangement of pancakes that are placed one above the other, slightly near the nucleus or endoplasmic reticulum. These Golgi complex are present in all the eukaryotic cells. It can be a plant cell or an animal cell. So these Golgi complex in the plant cells, they are known as dictyosomes. In the plant cells, the Golgi apparatus is known as dictyosomes. The cistern is similar to that of endoplasmic reticulum. They are the slack structures that are placed one above the other parallel to each other, but the ends are slightly curved. The cisternae, which appears like a flattened balloon-like structures, is slightly curved. This curve appear or make them to look like a bowl-like structure near the nucleus. So if you take the cell, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi apparatus, they appear like bowl-like structures with slightly the curved end. So these flattened sac-like structures are the cisternae. So here the number of cisternae can vary from. So here you can see that just near to the nucleus or the endoplasmic reticulum, you can see the Golgi complex just near to surrounding the nucleus and the endoplasmic reticulum with slightly curved ends, with the curved ends, slightly curved. The ends are slightly curved. Each of the Golgi complex can have around 3 to 8 cisternae. It can have around 3 to 8 cisternae, and the distance between the cisternae, the distance between the two cisternae is around 200 to 300 angstrom unit. So the distance is being measured in the form of angstrom. The distance between the two is around 200 to 300 angstrom with the diameter. They cover the diameter of 0.5 micron to 1.0 millimicron with the diameter. Then this Golgi apparatus shows two ends or the two faces. One is the convex end and the other is the concave end. So the bulge portion, this bulge portion which appears to be bulged, this end which is known as convex end, is known as convex end. This portion opposite to the bulge portion is known as the concave end. Concave end. So it is showing two faces or two regions, we can say. Commonly we call this region as a convex region. It is slightly bulged. Why? Hope you know the meaning of a convex and a convex. Why it is called as a convex surface or why it is called as a concave surface. So here it forms two ends, that is the convex end and the concave end. The convex end, this we can, if you consider this figure, we will take this end as a convex end, which is also known as trans phase. This end is known as the trans phase or maturation phase. Trans phase or maturation phase. Why it is called as trans phase or why it is known as a maturation phase? It is being dealt later on. So the cisternae have two ends. One is the convex end and the other is the concave end. So the one end where it is bulged is known as the trans phase, or it is said to be as a concave end also. As concave end, opposite to it is the cis phase or formation phase, or we call it as convex end. Convex end. This convex end is slightly facing, or it is facing the nucleus. It faces the nucleus. In short, if you take, this is the nucleus, the endoplasmic reticulum. Externally for representation, how it is being represented. Yes, the convex end is towards the nucleus, while the concave end is facing the plasma membrane. Is the facing the plasma membrane. So here the cisternae are the sac-like structures which are arranged parallel to each other. They can be around 3 to 8 cisternae in each of the Golgi apparatus. Yes, around the distance between the two cisternae is around 200 to 300 angstroms, and the diameter is around 0.5 millimicrons to 1.5 millimicrons, with the two transformation phase and the cis phase, or it is called as maturation phase or the formation phase. Here if you observe, here you can see at the end of the cisternae there is a short tube-like structure known as the tubules. Yes, on both the end it produces a short tube-like structures. These are the tubules and the vesicles. These are the vesicles. It is a vesicle. The spherical structures. The vesicles that are being released by endoplasmic reticulum. The vesicles that are being released by the endoplasmic reticulum is entering, or it is receiving end. This cis phase is also called as receiving phase. Receiving phase. So the vesicles that are produced by endoplasmic reticulum enter the cisternae or enter the apparatus. They receive these vesicles. They receive the vesicles. The vesicles enter into the cisternae. They pass through this cisternae with the help of the formation of fenestrations. It produces a fenestration to absorb the vesicles. So these fenestrations are nothing but the tubules, which are being released by endoplasmic reticulum, or which contains proteins, fats that are to be modified. Yes, so as the vesicles are entering it, they are entering it, and it hinged off to form a modified vesicle. Is hinged off to form a modified vesicles. So the cisternae, the three components are cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. So the cisternaes are having the respective enzymes where it absorbs. This end absorbs the components or the vesicles released by endoplasmic reticulum or the vesicles that are present in the surrounding cytoplasm, that it is being formed, it is being absorbed, receiving, so it is also called as a receiving phase. So it absorbs and passes through the cisternae and it is being released, or it is being released with the help of the tubules into a modified vesicles. So this end is called as a transphase or the maturation phase. Cisternae, mainly they are the main centers, or we can say that Golgi apparatus have such structures called as cisternae, which are meant for the process of modification. So in the structure, now I think so hope you are clear with why it is called as transphase. A simple vesicle component, when it passes through the cisternae and it is being released to form as a modified organelle or a modified vesicles. So here this one end of that is the concave end of the Golgi complex, is releasing the components. So this is the transphase. It is transformed, where the simple vesicle is being transformed to be modified, or we can say that the cisternae are like the beauty parlors, where a simple person enter it and comes out as a modified or a well beautified or modified person. Similarly, the receiving end, that is the convex end of the cisternae, absorbs the vesicles, passes through the cisternae and is being released as a modified vesicle. So here this end we call it as a cis phase, where as there is receiving or there is a process of formation of proteins, there is modification of proteins or any other chemicals, then this end is called as a formation phase. Due to this shape, due to the structure, the end is called as a convex, and this is slightly towards the nucleus. For the convenience, whatever the materials have been, for that convenience it is near to the nucleus. As it receives the components, it is called as a receiving phase. They get passed through this, get modified and are being released. So the other end of the cisternae is known as transphase, where it gets matured, or the components that pass through the cisternae are being modified, matured, and is known as the concave. That end is also called as a concave phase. So once again we will go with the structures: cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. Cisternaes are flat, balloon-like, sac-like structures which are placed one above the other. There are two ends. One is the concave end and the other one is the convex end. So usually the convex end is near the nucleus and the concave end is near the plasma membrane. Yes, it is called as formation phase or the receiving phase, where the vesicles are being received. Then the other end is known as the maturation phase, where the components are being released or it is being modified. The components are being modified. So next we will go with what are the functions of the Golgi apparatus. Just look to the figure once again. With the proper labels. The cisternae, tubules and the vesicles. This end is known as transphase. Sys phase. Go through the figure. In this chapter, you have to be perfect with the structure, explaining of the structure should be along with the diagram. Practice the diagrams as per given in the NCERT textbooks. Now we'll go with the functions. What are the functions of the Golgi apparatus? First, it is help in the formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids. The Golgi apparatus are involved in the formation of glycoproteins or glycolipids. So already it has been said that how it is called as cis phase and trans phase. So if the vesicle is containing the proteins, it is being received, passes through the cisternate and is being released. A simple protein molecule passes through the cisternate, get modified and it is released out in the form of glycoproteins and glycolipids. They have been released in the form of glycoproteins and not only it is also helping modification of ribosomes and proteins. It is involved in the modification of ribosomes and proteins. A simple ribosomes passes through the apparatus, it gets modified. Yes, so here there is modification. Ribosomes and the proteins are being modified by the Golgi apparatus. It is functioning as an packaging of material. Packaging of materials. In the cytoplasm, there are many food particles or many granular or the inclusion bodies. So these all the simple forms of the vesicles or the food granules or inclusion bodies that it has been modified. They are being modified by the Golgi apparatus. So packaging of materials, it collects all those required amount of the chemical components or the molecules required by the cells. And during the cell division, along with endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex along with endoplasmic reticulum help in cell plate formation. They help in cell plate formation. Already we have discussed about that how a cell plate is being formed in the plant cells. So usually in the plant cells, where the mother cell divides to form two daughter cells, the fragments of endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi complex get accumulated at the center and divides the mother cells. So along with endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi complex help in the cell plate formation. So this discovery, so as the discovery was being done by Camillo Golgi, so as a token of respect to his work, they were called as Golgi apparatus. So the components are cisternates, vesicles and the tubules. Now coming to the next endomembrane system, that is the vacuoles. The next organelle are vacuoles. These vacuoles are present in all the cells, whether it is prokaryotes or eukaryotic cells. So in a plant cell, you can find a large central vacuole. Plant cell usually have a large central vacuole, while in an animal cell there can be smaller. So vacuoles are usually present in both the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes, both in the plant cells and the animal cells. These vacuoles in the plant cells are large. Initially in the plant cells also, when the cell is said to be an or meristematic, there are very more in number of vacuoles, small but many number of vacuoles. But when the cell gets matured or when it is fully developed, you can see there is a large central vacuole. These vacuoles are single membrane organelles, either spherical in shape or oval in shape. They are spherical or oval in shape, and this membrane, the membrane of the vacuole is known as tonoplast. The membrane of the vacuole is known as the tonoplast. And this tonoplast membrane is similar to the structure of the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane containing the lipids, proteins, carbohydrates and the cholesterols. So the membrane of the vacuole is known as the tonoplast. This tonoplast is, the structure is similar to that of the plasma membrane. Inside the vacuoles there is a fluid material or a liquid material. This liquid material is known as sap. There is a liquid material. This liquid material is known as the sap. This sap is filled with the watery fluid. It contains all dissolved organic salts. It contains the dissolved organic salts. The fluid that is present inside the vacuole is a watery fluid or a liquid known as the sap. It is more concentrated than that of the cytoplasm. Dissolved organic salts, soluble nitrogenous compounds, the proteins, tannins and alcohols. The sap is composed of dissolved salts, organic acids, soluble carbohydrates, even the soluble carbohydrates, soluble nitrogenous compounds, the proteins, tannins and the alcohols. Here it is said to be more concentrated than that of the cells. In both, they are present both in the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic. Even in protistas also, you can find the vacuoles in the protista. Example, you can go with, they are also present in amoeba and the blue-green algae. But as a small circular structures or granules in the bacterial cells also. They are present in the protistas, amoebas and the blue-green algae. Based on that, so in protistas, they are either present in the form of contractile vacuoles. In the protistas, in the prokaryotes, they are present in the form of contractile vacuoles. These contractile vacuoles are involved in intercellular digestion, and osmoregulation. Contractile vacuoles usually present, they are involved in intercellular digestion. Intercellular digestion means what? Breaking of food components. So internally the food within the cell get digested. Internally the food is being digested within the cell. So that process of digestion of the food particles inside the cell is known as intercellular digestion. With the help of the organic salts, whatever the food contains, the components are being digested or being dissolved. Then it is involved in osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is maintaining the osmotic pressure, or we can say that water balance. It helps in water balance. So in the cell, the vacuoles are also present in the form of food vacuoles, where it stores reserve food particles. Storing the reserve food particles. So vacuoles there are food vacuoles. These food vacuoles store the components or the food substances in the form of reserve food particles. What do you understand by reserve food particles? The extra food materials are being stored in the membrane, that those organelles which store extra or which keep it reserved, as liver is said to be as an organ which stores extra amount of energy. Same way, these vesicles holds or it receives it holds the reserve food particles to provide the energy for the cell. Then there are even gas vacuoles which provide which help in floating, especially in the bacterial cells. There are gas vacuoles also which are providing or which is helping in the floating process of the bacteria, especially those are in liquid state or aquatic forms. So the gas vacuoles are filled with air. They are filled with air and provide and help in buoyancy, or simple we can say that they help in buoyancy or floating of the bacteria. So the membrane here, these vacuoles. So I said the Golgi apparatus or the endoplasmic reticulum. They release the vesicles. Those vesicles later on change to form the vacuoles. So initially in the plant cells there are many number of vacuoles. The embryonic cells contain very many number of vacuoles, but as the cell get matured, in the plant cells all those small vacuoles combine together to form a large central vacuole. In the plant cell, if you observe, due to the presence of a large central vacuole, the nucleus is pushed towards the periphery. It is pushing because of that. Here it stores the water, whatever the water is required. So, or in case of scarcity of water or the concentration of the water decreases, it helps in releasing such substances. So the vacuoles are surrounded by a membrane. The membrane is known as the tonoblast. This tonoplast is made up of a fluid component called as the sap. This sap is containing dissolved organic salts with soluble nitrogenous compounds, the proteins, tannins and the aldehydes. Present in both the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, present in both plant cells and the animal cells, while as a contractile vacuole, intercellular digestion and osmoregulation. Intercellular within the cell, the digestion within the cell, or they are being stored, the vacuoles which store the reserve food materials are called as the food vacuoles and the gas vacuole. The next endomembrane component are the lysosomes. The next component or the organelle is the lysosomes. So these lysosomes were observed and discovered by Christian D. Day. It was discovered by Christian D. Day in the rat liver cells. But the term was coined by Novikov. Discovered by Christian D. Day, who discovered the lysosomes, but the term was coined by the Novikov. So lysosomes are, it is derived from a Greek word where lysis means splitting and soma means body. They are the splitting bodies. Lysis, it is derived from the Greek word that is lysis, known as splitting, and the soma means the body. Hope you know about, familiar with the word like suicide bags. The suicide bags. So lysosomes are the suicide bags of the cells. Just think why it is called as a suicide bag. Why we call them as suicide bags? Just have a glance that you have studied in your lower section. Why it is called or why it is regarded as a suicide bag. It is called as a suicide bag or a time bomb of the cell. Time bomb of the cell. Here the lysosomes are again single membrane organelles present only in the animal cells. They are present in the animal cells but absent. They are absent in the plant cells and fungi. You are familiar with the word called as suicide bag. Why it is called as a suicide bag? Yes, in other words, it is also called as a time bomb. Present only in the animal cells but are absent in the plant cells and the fungi. So, the lysosomes have hydrolytic enzymes. They have hydrolytic enzymes. There are around 40 enzymes present in the lysosomes. These enzymes help in digestion of the food substances. Some of the enzymes like proteases, ligases, phosphatases, sulfatases. It is having different types of enzymes which are destroyed, or where it is being digested, or it is being destroyed by or they are being digested. They are splitting bodies. So here with the help of the enzymes, the lysosomes is digesting the food particles. Now, based on their functions also, there are 4 forms of the lysosomes. So those 4 forms, depending upon the functions, it is being classified. But what are the main functions of the lysosomes? These lysosomes are they are involved. They are the intercellular. They undergo intercellular digestion of carbohydrates, they undergo intercellular digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. As I said, they contain the hydrolytic enzymes. With the help of the enzymes, it is undergoing the digestion inside the cell. So it is involved in the intercellular digestions of carbohydrates, proteins and the lipids. Whatever the food that you eat contains them. So that is being digested by the lysosomes. They are also called as recycling units. They are known as the recycling units. So, if you go with this, if a food particle through the plasma membrane, if a food particle enters through the plasma membrane, it is the Golgi apparatus releases the vesicle. The food particle enters. When the food particle combines with the vesicle, it forms phagosome. This phagosome gets digested. It can contain carbohydrates, proteins or the lipids. So, whatever the food particle that enter through the plasma membrane combined with the vesicles of endoplasmic reticulum or Golgi complex to form the phagosome. This phagosome is, after everything digested, after the digestion process, as I said, by exocytosis. That is, it has been exited out from the cell or thrown out of the cell in the form of waste. Yes, but in certain cases, consider that if any one organelle is not functioning properly, any organelle within the cell. Take for example the mitochondria only. If mitochondria is not working properly within the cell, with the help of these enzymes, it can destroy the mitochondria and also help in the formation of another mitochondria. So they are also known as the recycling units. So why it is called, I had asked you the question why it is called as a suicide bags. What is the concept of suicide bag? So first is the food particle enters. It also helps in the formation of new organelles that are being formed by the hydrolytic enzymes. It destroys particular. Sometimes if the whole cell, the complete cell is not functioning properly, it does not function properly, it has the capacity of destroying the complete cell, or it completely dissolves the complete inside bags also. So here the time bomb at a time, if there is change in the concentration in the cell or it is not functioning properly, with the help of hydrolytic enzyme it can be destroyed. So these four are the components of the endomembrane system, where you can see the functions are interrelated with each other. The cisternae are the cisternae, the vesicles and the tubules. The vesicles are being produced by the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi complex. Those are being formed. They convert themselves to form lysosomes. If they develop the hydrolytic enzymes or some of the organic salts, they form the lysosomes. Or if they contain the food vacuoles, or if they are developing certain organic salts that are required for the cells, then if they store the food materials, they are converted into food vacuoles or contractile vacuoles. So these four come under the endomembrane system. In the next class, the other two components are the mitochondria and the chloroplast, the nucleus, the chromosomes and other components. So as an assignment, I will just give you an assignment to go through the structures properly according to the NCERT textbooks. Some concepts are externally being dealt for you for your convenience. So have a practice of drawing the diagrams. Please draw the diagrams whenever required, or practice the diagrams as an assignment. So in the next class we will be dealing with the other concepts, the other organelles. So already we have dealt with the four organelles along with the cell wall and the fluid mosaic model of the plasma membrane. Thank you. So next we will see in the next class.